Didn't put the camera in the right place, sorry folks. Now this will be an interesting one. I've copied an original similar to this, colour wise, so hopefully I'll know what to do to make it look reasonably good, considering it's not got much colour except mainly blacks and blues. So let's see if we're gonna what size are we gonna make it? I'm trying to decide. Gonna make it that. Okay, come on. I wonder if we're going to give it a background colour or not. So this one's going to start with a colour balance. We're just going to give a little bit to the cyan and magenta, and the black is going to stay in the middle. So maybe I think the yellow is going to be the dominant one for our colour balance. Actually, I wonder what else we've done. We haven't even set up our copy density. Oh, that's right, we started with the colour balance, and that's not what I normally do. Just add a bit of contrast. So we're just adding in the shit that we normally do before the colour balance for a change. So let's see how this looks. Right, I wonder if I don't think we're going to give it a background colour. So what do we got? It is Mixdown magazine. It's a music magazine made by musicians for musicians. Oh good. Mixdown. This is it. Bullet for My Valentine. Oh, that don't sound too pleasant. But that's the name of the band. They give some pretty funny names these days, these bands. So we're just going to place it like that. We're just going to move it. Oops, we're just going to close it. So yeah, Bullet for My Valentine. That sounds pretty scary. But I know it's the name of a band. For some reason they chose that name. I wouldn't want to be a Valentine to one of those guys. But I wouldn't want to be a Valentine to anyone because I've got somebody I love and he's really nice. And he certainly wouldn't want to put a bullet in my head. He's too nice for that. His name is Luigi, and he's the most beautiful man I've ever met. So there you have it. That looks interesting. That's become like a greeny colour because we've dominated it with yellow. So I quite like that emerald green we've made. So that's going to be our master copy, and this is going to end up in a waiting room hopefully. So I'm just going to put it aside, not throw it in the recycle. But that looks really good. I'm really happy with that so far. This will be our master copy. So we're just going to put it on the glass, like so. We're going to turn it into a 4-way mirror image. So yeah, Bullet for My Valentine. Oh, that sounds scary. You got to laugh. Don't know why they gave themselves that name, that terrible name. But a lot of bands like to give themselves quite distasteful, often distasteful names, scary names. Let's see what we can do now. Let's see if we can now up these colours that we've kept low. I think the black is going to stay there. And the copy density is going to be zeroed. Actually, maybe a little bit less. Let's see how we go with this one. A bullet for My Valentine. I just can't get over that name. It just sounds so wrong. But they look like tough guys. You've got to expect tough guys to give themselves tough sounding names. Let's see what this looks like. Whoa, it looks green. We've actually turned this, it's actually become an emerald green, which I like. I'm not sure if I like this magenta bit there, but I think this will be what we use to create our 4-way mirror image. But that's our Bullet for My Valentine. So we're just going to go here and make another one. Let's see if this other one comes out nice. It's a bit curly, which is a bit of a nuisance. So this is our second version, which is the same as this. except it's got less curl, but this one was the first out of the machine, so it's going to curl a lot more than this one, I think. Trying to get him in position. This is going to be tricky with the curling problem. If we had to put more black, we would have had it even worse with the curling, I suppose. That's why I often don't put too much. I don't always put full blast with the black, because it just adds to the density and makes it more curly. And I don't like those curls. I don't think anyone likes curly paper, to be quite honest. I don't think any toner head really likes it. I've seen curlier copies that I've made. I made really curly ones once, and I had to curl it backwards so I could feed it back into the machine. So this was when I did a bit of work experience at a company called Harris 3M, which was bought out by Lanier, and I've heard that Lanier is gone. Lanier are like rebadged. I think, well, Harris 3M was rebadged Toshiba photocopiers, and I think Lanier was meant to be rebadged Ricoh's, if I remember correctly. If I'm correct, I don't know. Someone write in the comments section whether I'm right about Lanier or not. But anyway, Lanier's gone. And I also heard that that Inao, which is Konica Minolta rebadge, Inao went out of business. I think it's called Develop Inao or something, and they went out of business. So it's always good, folks, not to buy rebadged photocopiers, but to buy the ones that come from the manufacturer. I know I'm usually criticising and putting down the manufacturers, but it's better to buy the original OEM, original equipment manufacturers, rather than a rebadge of because they often change the parts, and you often can't use the parts in an OEM machine for a rebadge. So give that a thought, guys. Gotta go.